Zoe Lucich. I'm 18 years old.
Hi, I'm Joshua Price. I'm 19.
I'm training to be a professional ballerina.
I'm a professional dancer with the San Francisco Ballet, and this is a day in my life.
People have absolutely no understanding of the athleticism that goes into our art form.
This is what I've wanted for my whole life, to be a dancer. I think I was just born to do it, and nothing else really calls me.
It was extremely tough for me growing up in a small town where if you didn't surf and you didn't play football, where do you fit? I just think of all of those people who doubted what I was capable of, and look where I am now.
At the end of the day, it's all worth it. It's hard, it's not easy.
I first wake up. The most important thing for my morning is to get my coffee going.
Good morning.
My mother already grinded me coffee because she's teaching a ballet class in the other room.
The school I've been training at is called San Francisco Ballet School, and it's attached to the San Francisco Ballet. I've been training there for 5 years, going into 6 years now. This year I graduated. I'm not going to college in the fall. Most dancers don't go to college until they get their professional career on track. I don't really know what I would want to do in college, so I would have to think about that.
Getting into San Francisco Ballet School was kind of a dream come true in a way because it felt so right. I joined the school as a trainee, which is the same level as Zoe is currently. And from there, I was picked to be an apprentice, which is kind of the middle ground between the company and the school.
Now I'm getting ready to make a FaceTime audio call to my friend Jacob. Hello! He's currently living in San Francisco, he's in isolation, and I'm sure he could use the call.
It's 9:30 now and I'm gonna do some yoga to open up my body so it's ready for class.
I've been really lucky. I'm back in the studio. It's kind of back to normal, but every day I go in, I don't know what I'm doing there because I don't really know what I'm working toward. I started dancing when I was 8 years old. I was in a small town in the far north coast of New South Wales. I didn't directly tell my parents. I think that they really saw that I loved to move. I mean, I was always dancing around the house. So when I came to them and said that I wanted to participate in a few classes with my friend, I don't think they were at all shocked and extremely supportive. They didn't really know a lot about ballet at the time, especially in Australia. It's not an extremely normal thing for a male to do. I signed up to the local dance school, and initially I started with tap. And after a week, I was like, no, I need more. So I started jazz and ballet pretty much within the next week. And as much as I could after school, I was participating in dance classes. It was extremely tough for me. I was 11 years old and I was being bullied on the school playground. We were taken to the principal's office and the child was disciplined and we talked through it and everything was okay by the end of the meeting. My classroom teacher turned to me and she said, well, why do you think that these people are questioning what you're doing? And at 11 years old, I don't think that anyone is really thinking about their sexuality or how that plays into dance or why people connect those two things at all.
So I just finished my call with Jacob. I'm going to do some stretching and then get ready for my morning run. I usually run for around 40 minutes. I find that it helps me to get through long ballets.
It's 10 a.m. now and I put up my hair because we're about to start our ballet class. Dancers usually do this almost every day. It's the basics of ballet. It's what warms us up for the day so we can dance to our full potential.
I developed my passion for ballet when I came into this world because my mom was a dancer.
I was a ballerina. I was hired at 18 years old at the National Ballet of Canada, and then I retired 36 with the San Francisco Ballet. She is a very good dancer. I think she's much better than I was at her age.
Zoe's got that little thing that is very special. She's a very emotional dancer, and it's very important because it makes a difference. You know, she's able to grab the attention of an audience.
I think her biggest strength, her grace and fluidity.
My mom's not a dance mom at all. She's really great that way. But she does give me corrections. We have a on and off relationship. Sometimes we want to kill each other because we won't agree on something. But also it's really nice to have someone that understands what you're going through.
I know developmentally you're a teenager and you're supposed to be pushing me away, but in the studio, you can't do it. You can do that with me at home.
Lately, we've been doing some classes together.
It's been great. She'll demonstrate the class I'm teaching on Zoom, which is wonderful for my students to see someone like Zoe train her.
It's really easy for me to be like, oh my God, am I putting on weight? Am I not in the right shape? I think my biggest obstacle and in life is really stop tearing myself down and enjoy the moment and enjoy life.
It's 11:30 and I'm just eating breakfast.
I've just finished my run and I'm now going to make my usual breakfast, which is my oats. They give me a lot of energy and they keep me full through my ballet classes. I'm not getting hungry halfway through class because there is nothing worse than trying to focus while you're hungry.
We finished class and I'm going to rehearse some variations. Today I'll be rehearsing Aurora's first act variation from the Sleeping Beauty. It's a really hard solo. It takes a lot of control, which I really need to practice. I'm out of shape right now just because of the conditions and the pandemic, but I'm trying my best.
I was definitely disappointed. I couldn't go and audition for some companies that I wanted to because of the pandemic.
Usually when I'm normally dancing from 9:30 to 4, I'm burning so many calories, I'm working super hard, and right now with the pandemic it's a little different. It's hard to keep in the same shape, so I'm trying intermittent fasting, and I'm not gonna do this when I go back to dancing.
You're staring in the mirror all day. You're looking at your body in tight-fitted clothes. The stereotype's kind of crazy. I've been trying really hard to maintain a good mentality towards my body and the way I dance.
I have to now head off for ballet class at my old dance school.
Hi. Always ready. You know me. Restrictions are easing here in Queensland, Australia, which is really awesome.
This arm's what takes you around.
So even though I'm in the same building as my teacher, I'm not in the same classroom. However, I'm going to see her through the Zoom platform. When I was 12 years old, my family and I sat down and decided that homeschooling would be the best alternative for me. I tried to go back to school, and I think that the trauma of my event was just so set in that I couldn't attend regular school anymore.
I stopped going to school in the middle of 8th grade.
I do ballet. Been on point about 2 years now.
It got to a point where it was too hard. I felt like I was living two different lives. I couldn't handle it. It was too much for me.
I pulled her out and I homeschooled her for half a year, which was terrible. So we found a public independent study program. San Francisco Ballet was very gracious in giving us one morning where she might have missed a floor bar or a conditioning class, not her technique class. She was in dorms last year because she's just training so hard that she wasn't living at home.
We saw a competition called the Prix de Lausanne. The Prix de Lausanne is basically for dancers the Olympics of ballet.
Josh was straight away pick up everything, was very eager to understand, to have challenges and take risks. That's what I love about him. He's not afraid of anything. And I invited him to San Francisco Ballet School as a trainee.
When I received an offer from him on a full scholarship to be a trainee,
I really didn't think twice. It wasn't until I had this opportunity and I was able to go that I realized, wow, there's all these people behind me that, want to see me succeed. 17 years old when I moved to California, which I felt for me was the perfect time. This year has been my first year in the Corps de Ballet, which unfortunately hasn't been a very long year. It's been kind of cut short due to the COVID-19 crisis. We were doing the Midsummer Night's Dream, and we had actually just opened our first show. And at the end of the show, we were all called back on stage, and they delivered the news that unfortunately the run of the Midsummer Night's Dream had been cancelled. I started getting messages from the Australian Embassy that travelers should return home because they don't know how much longer flights are going to be able to run for.
So this is what my home dance studio looks like at the moment. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing.
For the first 3 months, I was practicing in my kitchen. You don't practice leaps and jumps, you can't. Practicing ballet at home is good and bad. Obviously, is keeping us in shape. We have to stay conditioned for our job. It's extremely demanding. It would probably be impossible to be able to just return after a 6-month break.
So what is it like to be a professional male dancer?
I think that it's challenging for us in a sense that we don't feel the support from other people when we initially start. But once we find that community where we fit in, once we find that group of people and that place where we feel like we can express, then something really magical happens, and it almost feels like the bullying didn't even matter because I have found a place where no one judges me for who I am.
Made you stronger.
Exactly, yeah. It's part of our job to be able to filter criticism, but I think that male ballet dancers have a unique responsibility as well to inform people that we are extremely important. We are a lot stronger than you think we are.
All right, we're all good. It's just on 2:30 and I'm getting ready to take a Zoom class with my former teacher, Mrs. Janice Heel from the Dance Center. And I'm super excited because I haven't seen her for a while and this is a great way to connect with her.
So what's the next step for you?
I am going to be a trainee. We'll be working with the company intensely, and then I'll spend most of my year auditioning for companies. I would love to be in San Francisco Ballet, but you never know what's gonna happen. That's the sad thing about the dance world, is that you can't really choose where you want to be. It's really who wants you and who admires the way you dance.
So it's 6 p.m. and it's dinner time.
Cheers.
Once a week, my family make an effort to come together from wherever we are to make sure we have one family meal a week.
It's my turn to make dinner tonight. I'm going to be making a quiche with an almond flour crust. I found all these beautiful, colorful chard. So I'm gonna put that in the quiche and then also some mushrooms, I think.
It's really great to be home with my family because it's been probably about 3 years since I've spent this much time at home. It's 8:30 and now I start to wind down for the night. I love to stretch just one more time. It really helps me to wake up feeling refreshed and almost like rid of all of the tension from the day.
We're about to play Pictionary and we'll see how that goes.
Little Red Riding. Oh my god.
Oh, Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
What do you want other teens to know about studying dance and what it takes to do what you're doing?
It's really hard. It's much harder than people think, and it's not just physically hard, it's really, really mentally hard.
I would love to have my career and come back to Australia and travel to these small towns and be able to show people the journey that is involved with becoming a dancer at all, male or female.
Thank you for following along and for being a part of my journey.
It's been fun, but it's been long and I'm tired, so I'm gonna head to bed.
I hope that I've been able to give you a little bit of insight into what it's like to be an artist during COVID-19.
I hope you all are doing well during this crazy time, and until we meet again.